as we talk about more and more laundry owners, every day are embracing technology and integrating that into their operations. What are some of the challenges that they face as they try to integrate it within their operations? And also, how can they kind of smooth that process over? What could help them meet some of those challenges?
Yeah, I know. It's probably going to sound a little different, but it's a matter of there's a lot of choices in products and understanding how those products are going to work with their laundry equipment. You know, um, again, we manufacture card readers, and so almost every laundromat has vending machines, for example. And the vending machine industry many years ago came up with these industry standards of how payment devices were going to work on a vending machine. And so it's great for us because there's one standard and it works pretty much on any vending machine that we come up across that supports the standard. And it's pretty much widely accepted. That does not exist in laundry equipment. Every single manufacturer has developed their own set of protocols of how they expect a payment device to work on that
Right.
machine or on that vend sequence. And that complicates development. The way that devices interact with those machines can be different. It can be different from one manufacturer next from the payment side, one manufacturer the next from the laundry equipment side. And so that is one of the challenges, is really helping store owners and investors understand um, um, that much of this payment product, much of this technology that we're adding on to things, um, is challenged by the manufacturer, and so sometimes the manufacturer will restrict certain things, and we can't overcome that. I'll tell you that there's been quite a bit of a change. We've adapted to it, of hybrid pay. So you can pay with coins still, but you can also pay with some other alternative.
Hmm.
Almost none of the manufacturers of laundry equipment, and this is not their fault, it's just kind of predicting this, really ever had this idea that you would want to pay with two different types of payment, coin and something else. They usually say, well, here's how you go card reader. And if you don't want to go card reader, here's the coin option. And so this idea of hybriding, or combo paying on a machine is something that can be quite challenging. And it's not obvious to investors and store owners that those challenges present themselves. So I think the way you overcome that is just talking to your prospective
Hmm.
solution provider,
Hmm.
making sure that you understand what the challenges are with the make and model machine that you're there. They're all very similar, but there's always
Hmm.
nuances that may be important
Right.
to certain investors, and let them explain to you what the limitations are going to be depending on what kind of forms of payment or what kind of technology you want to drive in.
Sure, sure. It's a lot of communication and education, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and it can be a little um, challenging to understand why some of these things appear to be so simple, but ultimately can be quite complicated. In the end, when it's all together, it all works very seamlessly. But so it's pretty interesting how complicated how the complicated steps to get there are. But for many, I think my best advice just to investors and store owners that are considering is to really talk closely with their payment system manufacturer, even some of the distributors. And again, this is not necessarily directed as a fault of theirs, may not totally understand the nuances between certain types of payment devices and the manufacturing machines they support, mainly because they're so inundated with their own technology requirements of understanding. So I think it's really important that you talk directly to the potential vendor that you might be going with on the manufacturing side, and let them help you understand how they interact and how they integrate with the manufacturer of machines that you're looking for or looking at.
Right, right. Perfect, perfect.